Hello everyone, you're now with me, Ruben Gomez, for TVS Nightline. Now, let's moving on to the news. An attempt to smuggle 13,000 bags of rice worth 3 million ringgit was thwarted by the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency (MMEA) MIRI Maritime Zone on Saturday, July 10. Its director, Muhammad Fauzi Othman, said a cargo ship was detained at 9 a.m. approximately 2.6 nautical miles northwest of Tanjung Baram. Early investigation found that the ship was registered in Mongolia and its last docking port was Vietnam before it was detained by the Malaysian Maritime. The maritime team also found 26 containers containing 13,000 bags or 650 tons of imported rice and was intended to be marketed illegally in the local market. 2 local citizens and 8 Indonesia citizens were detained under the Merchant Shipping Ordinance 1952 for failure to submit documents for exchange of ships, sign-on and sign-off, as well as immigration's offences under the Merchant Shipping Ordinance 1959-1963. The case is being investigated under Merchant Shipping Ordinance 1952, Immigrant Act 1959, Customs Act 1967 and Trademarks Act 2019. Engrossed in a game of pool, 4 men were arrested by the police in a hut at a secondary jungle near Kampung Jenang, Kota Semarahan. The 4 suspects, aged between 28 to 66, were arrested around 2:40 p.m. in Ops Dadu Khas.
Dalam operasi khas ini, pihak kita telah membuat serbuan ke atas sebuah pondok yang dibina di dalam kawasan hutan di tepi salah sebuah kampung di dalam daerah Kota Semarahan. Semasa serbuan dibuat, pihak kita telah berjaya menahan 4 lelaki berbangsa Cina yang sedang asyik bermain judi, iaitu 3 daripadanya berumur dalam lingkungan 28 hingga 48 tahun, manakala seorang lagi adalah warga emas yang berumur 66 tahun.
All these suspects were brought to Kota Semarahan Police Station to assist in the investigation.
Jadi kesemua suspek telah dibawa ke IPD Kota Semarahan untuk siasatan lanjut di bawah Seksyen 7/2 Akta Rumah Judi Terbuka 1953. Selain daripada itu, kita juga telah mengambil tindakan kompaun ke atas kesemua suspek kerana telah gagal mematuhi SOP Pelan Pemulihan Negara yang telah dikeluarkan oleh pihak MKN.
The police also seized gambling paraphernalia, a mahjong set and cash amounting to 12,408 ringgit. To stem illegal gambling activities, Sudirman urges the public to report any information regarding such vices directly to the police.
Dalam usaha untuk membantras kegiatan ini, masyarakat dan orang ramai yang mempunyai maklumat berkaitan dengan apa sahaja aktiviti perjudian seperti judi online, loteri haram, sabung ayam dan lain-lain aktiviti yang menyalahi undang-undang ataupun perlakuan jenayah, bolehlah menyalurkan maklumat tersebut secara terus ke bahagian Siasatan Jenayah IPD Kota Semarahan ataupun bilik gerakan IPD Kota Semarahan.
Now on to the next development. As of Sunday, 90% of the residents in MURUM had received their first dose under the National COVID-19 Immunization Program, PICK/OPIC. MURUM State Assemblyman Kennedy Chukpai Ugon said this is the result of good cooperation between the residents in MURUM area.
Menyambut baik inisiatif kerajaan untuk memberi vaksin untuk kita memerangi COVID-19 ini. Tiada bantahan daripada rakyat kita, malah mereka sangat-sangat menunggu, mereka menunggu. Dan saban hari mereka selalu telefon saya bila lagi kami dapat vaksin. So kita beritahu kita tengah buat perancangan ataupun jadual supaya tiada yang tercicil. Mereka lihat kepada contoh saya sendiri. Saya beritahu saya sudah dapat vaksin dan malah saya makin hari makin sehat dan kita pun boleh katakan kita ini dapat melawan COVID inilah.
Meanwhile, on the Sarawak Kusayang Special Assistance Food Baskets and Pemulih package, Kennedy said a total of 5,000 heads of household who were affected have received the assistance early June and July.
Ikut KIA yang telah kita agihkan dalam fasa yang pertama daripada kerajaan negeri, daripada bantuan Sarawak Kusayang daripada kerajaan negeri pada awal bulan Jun, dan pada awal bulan ini juga kerajaan persekutuan melalui ahli parlimen kita melalui inisiatif pemulih untuk diagihkan bako makanan. Jadi di kawasan kita di MURUM, rakyat kita telah menerima 2 kali bantuan bako makanan semasa PKP inilah.
Now, the field hospital in Kapit that operates since May 10 will be extended based on the current needs and instructions from the Ministry of Health. This was stated by the commander of the 1st Infantry Division Malaysian Army, Major General Datuk Zulkifli Mustafa.
Sepanjang operasi selama 2 bulan ini, kita telah menerima pesakit seramai 127 orang. Hari ini pun kita ada 11 orang pesakit yang ada di hospital ini. Mandat yang kita terima daripada Kementerian Pertahanan pada awalnya adalah untuk kita mengoperasikan hospital ini selagi kita dikendaki oleh Kementerian Kesihatan.
The setup of the field hospital by the Malaysian Armed Forces is an initiative to assist the frontliners in combating COVID-19 pandemic. Zulkifli said it is possible that a field hospital in Kapit will extend its operation.
Sekiranya pihak Hospital Kapit kata kita perlu lanjutkan lagi, kita lanjutkan lagi. Tidak option yang kita ada, kalau kita withdraw daripada Hospital Medan Kapit ini, mungkin kita bagikan semua yang ada dekat sini kepada Hospital Kapit. Maknanya Hospital Kapit boleh operasi menggunakan dewan ini, bergantung kepada keperluan dia orang lah.
A new PPV centre is opened in Cebu, and its demographic will be youth aged 18 years and above. Since its inception, the PPV has been receiving positive responses from the youth.
This PPV is a bit unique because we focus on community like Ulu Sungai Merah, Nangsang, Teku, Damang Inta. And our main focus of the vaccinees are mainly from the 90s. We have seen many families from this area. Most of their parents and their elder brothers, they are already been vaccinated. So, but the younger brother and sister or younger children have not been vaccinated. So we approached them. We want to create this immune family, herd immunity in family units.
Within 3 days, a total of 3,000 vaccines have been administered at the PPV centre. Michael also said the Nangsang Neighbourhood Watch Committee, or KRT, has played a major role in gathering personnel data from surrounding residences.
KRT Nangsang, they go house to house, they set out a booth by the roadside at the bus stop there. They're giving out application form, and the next day they're collecting application form at the same bus stop. So our main aim is to give 1,000 doses per day. So here 3 days, 3,000 doses.
Aside from that, operations at the centre has been going smooth with the help of volunteers from Cebu's Segi College Medical Faculty. Michael said this is a golden opportunity to instill teamwork values, especially among youths and, of course, future medical practitioners.
We are totally very honoured to have medical students from Segi University. They are from all over the world, from Egypt, from Sudan, from India, Indonesia, our neighbors. It's a good opportunity. We get to know each other and we work together in these very meaningful vaccination center events. And they are great help. We are so glad to have them among us. They are helping us to also to control the crowd traffic. To make sure the whole process it works very smoothly.
The deployment of Swan Square PPV was a collaborative effort between Sebekas Pelawan and organisations such as KRT Nangsang, Lion Club Jaya Cebu, Chinese Association Cebu Division, KKM, and the Department of National Unity and Integrity Cebu Division. The PPV's demographic consists of youth residing in Ulu Sungai Merah, Nangsang, Teku, and Taman Indah, in line with the national target to coexist a herd immunity. Meanwhile, Ahmad Ali Mustafa Morsi said, through volunteering, it allows him to experience hands-on work in the medical world.
I think it's a really great opportunity to be working in a facility such as this. It gives us a chance to look at how people are getting vaccinated and how they are in the experience of protecting themselves, essentially. And it's also going to help us to give us an idea about how we'll all eventually develop herd immunity and will always be protected thereafter.
Now on to the COVID-19 update. The number of new daily COVID-19 cases in the country remained over the 9,000 mark, with 9,105 infections reported today. This brings the cumulative number of cases to 836,296. Selangor continued to record the highest infections with 4,682. Perlis is the only state with one case reported.
At the same time, Sarawak recorded 270 new infections, bringing its cumulative number of cases to 72,313. The latest figure now ranks the state in 9th place in the country. Kuching District recorded the highest cases with 74, followed by Muradong, 36, and Muka with 22. The State Disaster Management Committee also said that one fatality was reported at Bintulu. There are now 9,349 active cases in treatment in various hospitals and PKRC. No new clusters were reported today. Meanwhile, 526 patients had recovered from the infections. Pakan District also turns from orange to yellow, where only 17 cases were recorded in the past 14 days.
Kami Firafandi sebagai Putit.
Ya, kalau dia Putit, saya Stunton James sebagai Bueng.
Jangan lupa untuk menonton drama komedi senyap Sayang Celorot Si Kuih Cincin
Pada setiap Sabtu dan Ahad pukul 12.15 tengah hari.
hanya untuk TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV. Guys, confirm mantul guys.
1, 2, 2.
我可以跟在你身后，像影子追着光梦游。我可以等在这路口，不管你会不会经过。
7月12号星期一早上9点30分，我是华校生有东马歌后田玉慈的华校故事 Astro 频道122以及 My TV 尽在 TVS。
Aku Priscilla John.
Aku Studawi.
Anda nak ingat gulai dengan kami duai bak program Panggal Kitai.
Nintiang hari Minggu pukul 3 lemai bak TVS channel 122 Astro ngau My Preview. Berperandau seraya berperindang.
Jangan lupa saksikan Nembiak Tontok setiap Sabtu jam 11.15 pagi hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
And now we're back. As Bekas Bazaar in MIRI is allowed to operate since 7 July, traders they can now heave a sigh of relief. When it was closed, many traders had difficulty finding their source of income.
Masa tu kita dilanda oleh wabak penyakit COVID-19. Jadi Sebelum kita dilanda penyakit ini, perniagaan kita memanglah kata orang memang dah ada kemajuan. Tapi selepas ianya terkena PKP, kita ditutup selama sebulan lebih kalau tidak salah saya. Jadi semualah perbelanjaan rumah, semualah peniaga-peniaga dari pasar sebekas semualah menghadapi kesulitan dari perbelanjaan seharian.
Dagangan kami memang agak tergugat sikitlah sebab tidak ada pendapatan lain cuma berniaga di pasar malam ini. Tapi syukur alhamdulillah juga sebab untuk kebaikan peniaga-peniaga dan untuk kebaikan kesihatan semua peniaga, kami mengikuti arahan Kerajaan Sarawak lah. Jadi terima kasihlah pada Kerajaan Sarawak yang membantu kami berniaga dan membantu kami dari segi apa-apa barang juga lah dalam pertolongan.
However, it is only eligible to traders that had their permits. The public are also advised to adhere to the SOP as to prevent any new cluster emerged.
Terima kasih kepada pihak kerajaan dan pihak PBT selama PKP ni pasar sebekas diarah tutup semenjak PKP sebulan lebih. Dan sekali lagi saya mengucapkan terima kasih pasar sebekas MIRI dibuka semula pada hari Rabu ini pada jam 12.30 hari sehingga 10 malam. Jadi bagi kanak-kanak 12 tahun tidak dibenarkan masuk. Hanya 100 orang saja yang dibenarkan masuk dengan satu masa ke satu semasa.
In light of the current pandemic, hawkers are greatly affected and they would have to operate safely, allowing takeouts only. Today's Mayor of Kuching South City, MBKS, proposed a new policy for small and medium enterprises to operate in the near future.
Yesterday, I tried to put it up. My purpose is to get the public consultation. All right, I want the public view, and then we can take that into consideration. Then, after that, we will put it to the standing committee for debate and set up all the debt and all that. Then we will put it to the Ministry of Local Government and Housing. So I hope that I think our intention is to protect our lives of our Slovakian. All right, I think that is a priority for us.
He announced on his Facebook page yesterday, for those who will be applying for a trading license, they would also need to present their vaccination certificate.
As a local council, we said that we should, make sure that whoever traded in our properties, they have been fully vaccinated, not only to protect the hawkers and all that, on their lives. But we also want to let those clients coming in, the customers, to feel they are in a safe place. So I think the second phase that we will do is, of course, for the first phase, because those traders are under our license, and then it's in our properties. I think it would be good that if we can actually introduce this system, all right, to make sure that everybody who is trading there, including the tauke, including the helpers, they are fully vaccinated.
The proposed idea will be deliberated on Tuesday with associations and traders to see how it should be implemented. From there, the final decision will then be proposed to the Ministry of Local Government and Housing. Dato' Wee hopes when it is implemented, more than 60 to 70% of hawkers and traders who are operating within MBKS jurisdiction have been vaccinated. Meanwhile, the mayor also said his inspections on hawkers have been very satisfactory as no compounds have been issued.
So far, so good. I can say I'm quite proud because we do a random check all the time. Personally, I will go down with my councillors and all that, from time to time to inspect all the hawkers and inspect all the traders and so on. So I think so far, so good.
Now, the government will not compromise with factories and business premises that violate stipulated regulations and standard operating procedures in its fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. Deputy Prime Minister Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said stern action would be taken against the errant factories and business premises. He stated there were 108 factories and business premises that failed to comply with the SOP and had been ordered to close. It involved 56 factories and business premises which were directed to close on Thursday, while the remaining 52 on Friday. The Prime Minister's Office PMO on Saturday denied allegations that Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin called an emergency meeting to inform the cabinet of his decision to resign as the Prime Minister. A PMO spokesman said it did not issue the statement, which has since gone viral on social media.
The viral statement alleged that the Prime Minister has decided to resign because he and the cabinet had failed to manage the COVID-19 pandemic. The statement also claimed that Muhyiddin would have an audience with the Yang di-Pertuan Agong today to present the cabinet's decision and advise His Majesty to perform his function as provided by the Federal Constitution to appoint a new Prime Minister.
In disseminating information, the media not only has the role of reporting authentic and accurate news, but also protects the people from false news. Ministry of Communications and Multimedia urged the media on various platforms, including television, radio, print and online, to identify and uncover fake news. The ministry in the statement said the efforts are to raise awareness on the threat of fake news as well as measures to prevent such matters. Its Minister Dato' Saifuddin Abdullah said there has been a significant increase in the spread of false information on news recently. They are whether about the COVID-19 pandemic, vaccination, health, social or political. The situation can cause confusions and concerns among the public and affect efforts to combat the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic effectively. The Ministry of Communications and Multimedia, as well as several agencies, acted proactively in curbing the increase in fake news, especially in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Emergency for Essential Powers (No. 2 Ordinance 2021) was also enforced from March 2021 to prevent and take action against the spread of fake news about COVID-19 and health.
Aku Priscilla John.
Aku Studawi.
Anda nak ingat bila ingat kami duai bak program Panggal Kita.
Nintiang hari Minggu pukul 3 lemai bak TVS Channel 122 Astro ngau My Preview. Berperandau Seraya Berperindang.
Jangan lupa saksikan Nembiak Tontok setiap Sabtu jam 11.15 pagi hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
Akan berfixing items happy beranak bak tandang menua pusing kau kan tinggal kita yang mengharapkan terutama di madah kecaranya and we can see
Salam sejahtera.
Warnailah hidupmu, tampilkanlah bakat baru. Sarawak pasti maju, menginspirasi duniamu.
Iris, I just want you to know, siapa benda yang lebih membahagiakan bila bersama dengan kita.
Abang, adik si gila. Adik si sakit. Adik si perlu semua tu. Adik perlukan sahur. Si guna ubah harta semua tu, tapi hati busuk macam bangkai.
Lama tinggal.
Okey sayang.
Now we're back with global updates. India is on track to overtake China as the world's most populated country by 2027, and it's facing a housing crisis. Home to 1.3 billion, India has been witnessing an influx of people migrating from villages to cities in search of better job and education prospects. Affordable housing remains an unresolved issue in megacities, including the capital New Delhi, which has led to mushrooming of illegal settlements and slums. The informal housing, which includes slums in urban areas, are often unauthorized and encroach with poor sanitization facilities, unplanned drainage, and an erratic supply of clean drinking water and electricity. Open drains, garbage and sewage water flooding the roads, children playing in narrow dingy alleys is the combinations of unplanned housing and rapidly increasing population density in New Delhi. The government under Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Housing for All mission in 2015 with a deadline of 2022. It aims to build 20 million urban housing units and 30 million rural homes. India's most populous state, Uttar Pradesh, recently proposed legislation aiming to discourage couples from having more than 2 children, becoming the second state ruled by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's party to make such a proposal. About 14 million Indian families live in informal housing, including slums, according to a 2018 report by social consultancy FSG. Still in India, with cutest story, hundreds of people are ignoring coronavirus restrictions and flocking to a farm in Bangladesh to see Rani, a 51-centimeter tall cow that its keeper hopes is the world's shortest. 1 centimeter tall and 66 centimeter long, weighing 26 kilograms and so small it can be carried around. She also delights one of her carers because she eats only 200 grams of grain and grass a day. The managers of the farm where it is kept say they have applied to the Guinness World Records to find out if Rani is the world's shortest cow. According to the Guinness World Records website, the title is currently held by Manikyam, a cow from the Indian state of Kerala, who was 61 centimeter tall when it made it to the record books in 2014. Now with the Euro 2020 final showdown between England and Italy taking place at Wembley Stadium later at 3 a.m. this morning, animals have joined in the fun by predicting the winner of the match.
A psychic tiger in a Siberian zoo has predicted England will defeat Italy and bringing home the Euro 2020 victory. Han the tiger was presented with 2 treat boxes hung from the ceiling of his enclosure and after a moment's pause opted for England, much to the chagrin of the Italian football fans at the zoo. Han, an experienced oracle, has correctly predicted the winner for the 2018 World Cup before. Meanwhile, Susie the psychic pig from Osborne Farm in the UK has opted to eat from a bucket marked with an English flag, while Wicksteed Park's Eva the parrot also sided with England. It was a bit of a tighter decision for Bristol Zoo Gardens' 2 pigs, Polly and Elvis. Polly went straight for a box marked with the English flag, but Elvis flirted with the Italian box before eating from the English box. On Thursday, London Zoo's meerkats also predicted England would become the European champions. This is also the first time England is playing host to Euro final since they won the World Cup in 1966.
That's interesting. Guess that I'm going to bet for England this morning. I'm Ruben Gomez for the Nightline. Anytime, anywhere.